President Joe Biden has decided he's not a transitional candidate, at least not from him to Vice President Harris. No, he's a transitional candidate from living to maybe not living while still in office because he is running for re-election. That's right. Biden Harris 2024, baby. Let's get after it and take a look at their campaign ad just released today.
We believe that everyone is equal, that everyone should be given a fair shot to succeed in this country.
Thank you for choosing us.
Every generation of Americans has faced a moment when they have to defend democracy. Stand up for our personal freedom. Stand up for the right to vote and our civil rights. And this is our moment. So if you're with me, go to joebiden.com and sign up. Let's finish this job. I know we can, because this is the United States of America. There's nothing, simply nothing we cannot do if we do it together.
Let's finish the job. What's the job? Life? Is that what you're gonna finish? No. It's that's unfair. All right. Juan, for people who are just listening, describe what that, like, the flavor of that campaign video.
That's like, I don't know, that felt almost like a Hanes commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very upbeat and just like, you're gonna look good and feel good, and your balls will be nice and perched, and it's gonna be great. Like, that was a Hanes commercial ad, and I don't even know if they show those. I might be dating myself with the audience by even referencing.
No. It did seem like he was about to, like, lift up from underneath his shirt, like, that's why I wear Hanes, you know?
Yeah,
like
100%. But yeah, I mean,
you gotta get money from somewhere. Shit, come on now.
The vibes are good if you're the Biden regime, right? You won the presidency. You didn't get the bloodbath in the midterms that everybody predicted. Despite having record lows in approval rating, you still continue to just hop on by. But what I think the audience should understand is, we mentioned Nancy Pelosi, 80-something years old. She finally found the most corporatist Dem in the House that she could and said, all right, cool, Hawk Jeffries can replace me. 80-something. Dianne Feinstein.
No.
I mean, we don't even need to get into the disaster that is. And that's just, look, Speaker of the House is a legitimately powerful position. Dianne Feinstein is just some other Democrat in the Senate, and she refused to step down. So why the hell do we think Joe Biden's going to just relinquish power like this, being the leader of the free world? It's not happening.
Yeah. No, first of all, I think Feinstein she has a very crucial role to play. We talked about that last week. I don't know why I can't speak today, but crucial role. But what's interesting about Joe Biden and his approval ratings is that he's got like a net negative 10 approval rating. It's more Americans disapprove of his performance than approve of it. But again, it's like pretty similar to what they thought about Trump and Obama, Clinton, Reagan, everyone. Nobody has got good approval ratings. And one of the biggest reasons, 51% of Democrats said they didn't think he should make a run. And of those people, half said that age was the main reason. He's the oldest president in American history, and he would be 86 at the conclusion of his second term. And yet, he is kind of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Not that kind of the best that we've got. And I would argue, in my opinion, the president that America deserves. And I say that with a lot of disrespect. Like, a lot of disrespect for how fucking awful this country is in a lot of ways, and how little we have moved the needle. Yes, this country, we're trying, But I'm like, yeah, what do we expect, man? We're not good enough for Bernie. We're not good enough for some of these other folks who AOC, but yet, so it's like, yeah, it's like no matter what, people will still vote, even if he's old as hell and he is largely, although save for a few initiatives, is kind of status quo Joe.
Yeah, I mean 100%, and I think it helps that the right at the moment is a bit of a dumpster fire. It's
Yes.
just a disaster. It's just like ban abortion everywhere. It's like nobody asked for this.
No.
Like nobody wanted this. What are you guys doing? You know, all of this stuff where they can't stop talking about trans people, and it's just like the stuff that they attack culture war wise, right? Like I think they had something with the lockdowns and COVID and kids not being able to go to school. I think that was a universalized and pretty popular message. To be honest, left to right, parents can't stand hanging out with their kids.
No,
like,
without a beer. Yeah, no, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like these messages were universal. People wanted to go out again, go to restaurants, have normal lives. That stuff that they drilled down on during the pandemic was universal. This other stuff, man, it's kind of like the J6 stuff, the again the abortion stuff. That's not popular, and I think that's for the benefit of a guy like Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, man, that's exactly right. It's looking at the other side and going like, nope, still old and now fascist, right? And like giving people a whole lot of Christian nationalism that nobody asked for. And I think the one thing I will say to push back on the like everything's, that was locked down and people don't like that. I totally agree with you. But at the same time, I also know folks who vote who like, this is anecdotal, but, move from Trump to Biden simply because they're like, old people that don't want to die, it's like, so I want you to think that the pandemic is real, but like not too real. Let's find the sweet spot.
Yeah, for sure. I just think they had some stuff that they did see, the stuff in Florida with DeSantis, and they legitimately got some gains. But as the right is wont to do, they just took it way too freaking far. And I think again, that's why they couldn't get anything done in the midterm, and that's why Joe Biden's like, yo, I could take these fools.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to say, and I don't know, last thoughts on this. I'm glad he's not a transitional candidate to Kamala Harris for many reasons. I don't trust the vice president to do a better job than Joe Biden is doing right now on pretty much any issue. I legitimately do think it's cool that she is Asian and African American and a woman. Sure. And I legitimately think she's a cop at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the DA stuff is what it is. I think people who have been close to her from the beginning said that since the age of like 22 years old, this woman has been careerist and career driven. Everything she's ever done is an ends to a means. My problem with Kamala Harris is, she's an empty suit. She had like, what does she believe in? What's her thing? No. You know what I mean? Like, shouts to my man John Edwards. He did horrible things, cheating on his wife with while she had cancer and all of that stuff. But like this guy was like, yo, my thing is poverty. I want to erase poverty. That's my thing. Bernie's like inequality. Like she doesn't have a thing.
Shouldn't have a thing. No, first of all, as if I didn't love you already, but you've mentioned now Andy Chavez's catch and John Edwards, who I still hold a candle for. And I'm like, I mean, I don't obviously, but like at the time I was like, nah, Barack Obama is a little too corporate centrist for me. Like I'm down with John Edwards. I like the message a lot better.
You would actually say the words poor people.
Right.
When he was talking in public, like, but again, he had a thing. Barack, when he ran, healthcare, a thing. What is this lady's thing?
Yeah, shouldn't have. And she's been given a thing, like the task around, like, basically immigration and like dealing with this entire hemisphere. And she has more of the same.
She is Lord, disaster.
Total disaster. Has not been able to change that narrative at all. At all.
Can I interest you in a little Mayor Pete? Transportation secretary.
That guy, man. We'll see.
What about handsome Gavin Newsom? Can I interest you in a bit of handsome Gavin Newsom for president?
The only thing about the window dressing's better, and I don't mean it because he's more attractive. I don't like his hair, but I think he has more of a fight in him. I actually think Mayo Pete also has a little bit of a fight in him as well. I think both of them are super disingenuous, though. I don't think we have seen, like, there's no one positioned who's actually genuine and who has, again, the Trumpian and the Bernie level and the AOC level of, oh, when you speak, I believe you. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do it.